Hello everyone, welcome to my art studio. Today I have a supply review. I'm going to be talking about the Arrtx graphite pencils. Now a couple months ago I did a review on their brand new soft pastels. I'll have that linked up right here for you. I loved them. I absolutely loved their pastels. Now I like very soft pastels, and that's what those were. So I was very interested when they reached out to me and said, hey, we have some new graphite pencils that came out. Tell us what you think. And I'm like, yes, please. I love to work with graphite. And when I received it, it was a very pretty, very, I don't know, summery box. So I was pretty interested to see what these had in store. Anyway, you can get these on Amazon and a couple other places. I'm going to have those linked down below. You'll be able to get them if you want them. And I think US Amazon, they were only $8.99. And you get 14 pencils ranging from 4H to 8B, so quite the range there. Let me flip you around and let's get to swatching these and see what these are all about. The packaging is very nice and compact, easy for storage. It almost feels like velvet touch a little bit. And you can see we have a range from 8B all the way down to 4H. Nice variety. The box opens just as you would expect, pretty easy. Now there didn't seem to be quite a rhyme or reason of what these colors meant, but what I thought was pretty is the writing on it matches the end and it's metallic. Isn't that fun? Here's a look at this one. I like those little touches. I just thought that made the pencils really pretty. All the cores were nice and centered. Here they are in a row. Just a lot of fun, pretty colors that I appreciate. It's little things that makes drawing that much more fun. I thought this was important to show. Have you ever got that pack of pencils that just didn't sharpen for crap? Well, these all sharpen just fine. I had no problems in my electric pencil sharpener. Right, these laid down beautifully. I had no complaints there. These were very soft and buttery. Now, when I'm doing graphite drawings, I'm typically not using the hard pencils. This one's very light. If that's, you know, it's even hard to see, but it is on there. If that's what you are after and you get use out of this, this is very light. You will like this. I typically, when I work in graphite, would choose 4 or 5 from a set and just work with 4 or 5. I wouldn't be using 14 of them. A very good gradient up to our 8B. I thought it was very black. Laid down nice and smooth. So far, so good. Now, I'm going to also compare some of these to some other brands for you. I've got some Create-A-Color. I've got my Faber-Castell, my beloved Derwent drawing pencils. I might compare the hardest end, the 2B, out of this one, because this is what I use the most when I'm doing drawings. So I think people would like the comparison between these two the most. So let me make some more little squares and we'll do some comparisons. Oh, you know what else would be good? Okay, we also had the Staedtler Mars Lumograph. Now, I know these are it's almost unfair to compare these, but these get very dark, very black. But I thought it would be nice just to compare. I do have an 8B to compare it with this 8B, just so you can get a good idea of what these graphite pencils can compare to. All right, now these are the 2B comparisons. Really all of these were about the same. They all laid down beautifully. They were all soft. You know, I'm going to have the price comparisons of each pencil up on the screen as I talk about them, so you can get your own price comparison. But the Arrtx, the Derwent, Faber-Castell, and the Create-A-Color, I know that's probably a cheaper brand too. These were all good. I actually might say that my beloved Derwent felt a little drier than the rest. Dare I say that? Dare I say. Now, let's go down here to the 3 H's. Good news. I found both of these to be difficult to work with. So they're both just not my pencils. And they're both, I don't know, 3 H's. They just seem hard and scratchy. There's no real difference between which one was more harder or scratchier to me. I just think hard pencils are hard to draw, shade, or do anything with. I know they have their place. I am not a professional graphite artist. I find these to be difficult. Equally difficult. The Derwent now is a 6B. It's supposed to be a little lighter. However, it's not. It's comparing with the 8Bs here. The Derwent felt the scratchiest of my blacks here, my 8Bs. So the Arrtx felt just as smooth as the Mars Lumograph. Now, they both laid down pretty nice. The only thing that might get the Mars Lumograph a win is their pencil lead is so much bigger than everybody else's. And let me get it. And it's just these pencils. Not every brand has such a large diameter of pencil lead, so you can really lay down a lot at once. All right, so there's my swatches, my comparisons. I'm actually learning a lot just from doing these comparisons. My Derwent, it's probably not, I can't say that my Derwents were the favorite out of these swatches. They were my least favorite of all these pencils, believe it or not. Wow, you know. Okay, well, there's that. I'm going to go ahead and do a drawing for you. This is probably going to take a few days, so I will speed this up and give you my final thoughts at the end. All right, I've decided to draw some yellow corn. I don't know why I like to draw corn. I do. I like to draw fall corn, fresh corn, corn on the cob. I don't know what it is about the kernels. I really enjoy drawing, and with the silk hairs, you can get a lot of interest in there. Okay, now as I stated before, when I do a graphite drawing, I don't use a whole set of 14 pencils. Typically, I actually use a couple different pencils from different sets, but obviously I'm trying these out. This is more than I'd actually grab for, but I want to try as many as possible without overwhelming me with choices, right? So I'm going with the 2H, even though I'm not an H girl. This will come in handy when I'm filling in those fine silk hairs. These two here, I went with the F because this is still fairly light, because the HB is an immediate jump up with that black in there. So I wanted one other very thin light pencil to help me with those nice little details, and then the HB is really good for shading. So I'll do most of the shading with the kernels, the light areas with this. This isn't very good for shading, this is. I usually always grab for the 2B. Most of the work I'll be doing is with the 2B. I decided on the 5B, which is a nice medium black for when I darken up those leaves that are in the shadows behind the corn. I went ahead and grabbed the 8B because this is very dark and there are some really dark spots in the leaves in the shadows, so I went with that. So this is a selection I'm grabbing for to do this little tutorial. We finally got this piece of corn to turn out. That paper was the worst. I'm actually just going to throw it out. But with a good pencil, you can work through it and get some good results. I thought these pencils were really nice to work with. They laid down smoothly. I had absolutely no problems with them whatsoever. The fact that they are pretty and colorful, I think, is a plus. I really liked them. I'm going to have all their information down below in case you want to purchase these. I think they're great. I've worked with them in the past. I am curious to see what Arrtx is going to come out with next. So far, so good. I've been impressed with all their supplies. All right, let me know down below if you are interested in picking up these graphite pencils. Again, I thought they were very good. And I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye.